So it's race week. I've had the bike over the Christmas break and I've had a chance to put some training on the bike, and I also got to race it at the surf breaker over in Tauranga, and it was pretty good. I managed to ride over all the speed bumps and not drop the chain, which was going to be one of our big issues going into a single ring. So at this point, everything's feeling pretty good. I've done the training, and the questions have been asked since the last video, and the people want to know, has the new position on the $1,500 bike made me any faster?
Well, having done some of the training with you, sitting on your wheel, I'd definitely say that it's made you extremely slippery and hard to draft. From that time trial we did, we got a 17-second difference over 7.65k, so that equates to around a k per hour. That's a pretty significant change, which has come from your position aerodynamics. Changing the bike was just to support that position. That time trial, that was your first exposure to this position, so what we're looking for is that when it comes to race with this extra experience, that's when we'll see the full benefit of what we've done. Now, for race day, there's been a few other things that we've done. In terms of the changes we've made to the bike, going from the front back, obviously we've now only got one shifter and we've equalised the height as much as possible for George's comfort. The extensions were chosen to give a comfortable wrist angle that we tested in his fit. We're using the Profile Design race armrests, which lock you in position a bit more tightly and support the kind of position that George is in. We switched to a much longer and slightly negatively angled stem to get the reach that we required and drop the bars down. Using that stem allowed us to use a cheaper aero bar bracket than we would have otherwise, because the ones that offer lower stack are somewhat more expensive. Swapped out the headset top cover for a lower stack version. Front wheel, we've picked up a repaired carbon wheel that's given us really good speed for a limited budget. Knocked off the front derailleur hanger because that was superfluous to our requirement and actually added quite a lot of drag. For the cranks, we've got these rather old school Shimano Duros cranks, shortened them to 150 millimeters to suit George's position and open up his hip angle. Along the way, we also fitted a narrower bottom bracket axle than the cranks are intended for, and that's reduced the stance width for George, which is also slightly more aerodynamic. We've swapped out the saddle. The original one didn't really suit him, and we know that the ISM does work for him. The chain is just a standard Shimano, but we've thoroughly cleaned it in an ultrasonic degreaser and then boiled it in wax, which saves us a couple of watts. The rear derailleur has been switched out to 11 speed, and 105 derailleurs come with a lower end bearing in the jockey wheels, so we've upgraded those jockey wheels to ones that offer a full bearing, which saves around a watt. And for the rear wheel, we are fitting plastic disc cover that we've made from sheet, and that when paired with just a standard rear wheel gives you all the speed of a full carbon disc. As far as the budget goes, we have run over by about 5%, which is acceptable given the amount of things that we've managed to fit into that budget. There was a cost to cutting the cranks down, switching to 11 speed made it easier for us to do a one bike conversion. We haven't really scrimped on any part of this bike, so pretty satisfied with that. We have been quite lucky as well in that some of the estimated sale prices for old parts we exceeded compared to our partway budget that we showed earlier in the series, and that's helped us a lot in terms of being able to do all the things that we wanted to do. As the bike sits right now, we haven't put on the race tyres and we still need to fit the rear wheel that it'll actually be using. We've based our budget on having purchased just a standard training wheel and fitting a disc cover, but for the purposes of our comparison we're actually using an existing PowerTap wheel so that we get power data, but effectively the wheel is the same speed as if we just used a standard Shimano RS training wheel. What our budget hasn't included is a factor for the labour time and some of the expertise required to have done this. Knowing how to get cranks cut, how to file back the tabs so that they don't hit the frame, how to repair wheels, waxing chains individually. There's significant cost savings that have come in this bike build just based on the expertise that we have in-house. So if you're looking at this budget yourself, you're probably going to need to allow for having someone else assist you with this. Homemade disc covers, waxing chains on the kitchen stove, these aren't necessarily things that people should be doing without prior experience. So George, I've invested quite a lot in you with this project, providing you a bike, letting you do your time trials at my pool, giving you a training program. Now it's up to you on the weekend.
Well, then it sounds like it's just as much a test of you as it is me.
Let's find out.